Hi, you're listening to the Album Review Podcast. Today we're talking to Debbie from the band
DAI-X.
Thank you. How are you spelling that?
DAI-X.
Right, that just rolls off the tongue. Where does that come from? And what does it mean?
Originally, we had a whole list of names, just trying to come up with something. If anyone's tried to make band names, it's actually quite difficult to come up with something that everyone kind of likes. So we had a long list and DAI-X was in there. I think one of the guys suggested it because I hadn't heard of this before, but apparently it's a little kind of transformer-type robot from Starfleet kind of animation. So yeah, look that up if you want to know how we came about and how we look.
Cool. So tell us about the band.
We are a three-piece. It's me, Debbie, I play drums and do the main vocals. Then we have the bass player, Russell, and the guitarist, Richard.
So Debbie, this blonde bombshell of a drummer, is also a vocalist. Well, shall I call you Phil?
Sometimes it's not as easy as that may sound if you hear, which you will, some of the tracks. They're not generally standard 4/4 tracks. They don't just kind of do 4 on the floor, dumch, dumch.
Again?
Dumch, dumch.
Whoa, beatbox as well. Where does the talent end?
The drums, they're quite intricate, as are the bass and guitar. So musically, it's actually quite complicated stuff. So trying to add vocals onto that and fit them and play them live and be able to breathe at the same time, that's quite interesting too.
So Debbie, let's start.
The first track we're talking about will be track 7 on our album, which is called Bone Thrower. And that is a song called He'll Take It All. The idea of He'll Take It All is more to do with the idea that there's always going to be someone bigger or better or louder than you in anything that you ever do. And you've got a choice. Do you just give up because there's always someone better than you? Or do you just keep going under your own kind of level and achieve what you can achieve with your own skills?
So it's a metaphor for the monster of self-doubt, feeding on the banquet of your insecurities whilst being a bosom buddy to the worst critic of all, yourself. Or something like that?
enjoy recording that track. The vocals are actually quite... there isn't that much gap, especially as you go towards the end of it, if you listen to the bit that repeats over and over again.
Take a weak heart and tear it out. Take a weak heart and tear it out. Take a weak heart and tear it out. Take a weak heart and tear it out.
That was actually quite fun to record. We did just record it in one take. There's not much breathing space and it's quite shouty, as you probably heard there. So it was quite nice to actually just record that whole thing, be shouty, be kind of aggressive with it, and actually get it sounding quite powerful without losing your breath and, failing with that. But it was quite nice to do that all in one take. It feels much better hearing it back, knowing that that was actually done properly live in one take. The whole thing with He'll Take It All, I quite like the lyrics that I've done on this one. There's quite a few in it. Some of the songs don't have as many lyrics, but I think with He'll Take It All, it's not really obvious. It's quite ambiguous as to what the song is about, which is kind of quite nice. And the whole idea of the shouty bit that I was kind of suggesting, he'll take a weak heart and tear it out. You know, that could kind of be about anything. It could be about relationships or anything like that. But I'm saying he'll, like H-E-L-L, he'll take a weak heart. But it's not necessarily a he. It's like the whole concept of everything being better than you. And if you're weak, it's going to get you down. You're going to give up. And he'll take a weak heart and tear it out. You know, you need to be strong in anything like this. And this is what kind of the whole lyrics are about, kind of questioning yourself, you know, disapproving with yourself, you know, speaking for yourself and no one listening. But it's not necessarily no one, it's yourself. It's all about those kind of contradictions that you have when you hear like someone else's work or see someone else's work that's better than yours and you question yourself. But yeah, that's mainly what the lyrics are about. So yeah, track one, which is the second track we're looking at here, is called So Much for the Summer. Originally, the title came about just in a conversation. I really like the idea. Sometimes you listen, you're having a conversation with people and someone just says a line that just kind of hits you and you think, oh, that's a really quite a poignant title, as it turned out. But yeah, we were just talking. It was raining. It was dull. It'd been like that the whole summer. And he just looked out the window and went, well, so much for the summer. And that song title just kind of hit me. And yeah, the song itself it's a sad one for me because it's actually about my father dying. Hence the title, So Much for the Summer. He died at the beginning of summer and this was towards the end of it when I wrote this. And it's just like the idea of how when you lose someone who's so important to you, everything looks the same. Everything carries on. Work carries on. TV shows carry on. People carry on getting dinners and everything. Everything is the same in your life, except you wake up every morning and everything is different as well. And it's such a confusing kind of time. And realistically, like the lyrics on this, the first couple of lines are so much for the summer, not a care in the world. We make plans on Sunday. A lot can change in a day. And it's quite matter of fact because this is literally what happened at that time. And I felt it was quite nice to just get it out of my head, I suppose. When you're writing a song, a lot of the time, if you're trying to write lyrics to something, it's quite therapeutic to be able to say what's in your head and get it out in a, okay, this isn't too poetic, but in a creative manner that kind of takes it out of your head and into another format, which kind of helps. So yeah, So Much for the Summer is quite an important one to me, obviously, because of the subject matter. I find it interesting as well. Our music is kind of quite aggressive and it's quite angular. And like the time signatures are a bit kind of off, like from your standard. And I think it's quite nice to put something unexpected, a subject matter that you wouldn't necessarily think would fit with that type of music. But it still feels quite dark. Interestingly enough, just a little fact about this song. I go to like horror festivals and you see a lot of independent horror. And there was a horror anthology coming out and they were asking for sort of tracks that they could potentially use. It was kind of set in a radio station and they wanted some kind of sort of alternative rock kind of tracks. I thought our stuff might be a little bit too sort of angular, too not straight enough for them. Too edgy, maybe. But no, they really liked it. And as it was, I mean, when I wrote to them, I was like, I won't be offended. If you don't like it, just ignore it. You don't have to use any of this. Because they're people I kind of acquainted with, but not friends. I don't know them or didn't know them at the time. But yeah, they took So Much for the Summer, and it actually starts off the entire film. So yeah, if you hear the bass line starting off, it's a really powerful start to the film, and it does kind of play it all the way through. So I was quite proud of the fact that this track, probably the one that means most to me, even though it's in a different context in a horror film, it's actually quite nice to see it or hear it appear somewhere else rather than just on the album. So track number 5 on the album is called No Dolly. This is the third one that we're going to talk about.
No Dolly!
It's a slightly shorter track. It's actually 1 minute 15 in length. I quite like that. Sometimes it's nice to kind of get it started, get it finished, done.
Short and charmingly sweet. So what's it all about?
No Dolly is basically about being who you want to be, not being pressured into kind of gender stereotypes or the opposite, as in not being kind of taken away from gender stereotypes. It's called No Dolly, as in, I think the words say, so don't tell me no dolly, as in don't tell me I can't have a doll just because I'm a girl.
Or a boy, I'm guessing.
The idea is, be who you want to be, do what you want to do, and, you'll kind of grow up and develop based on that without any pressure from either side. And I think it's the contradictions as well. I'll just read a couple of the lines of the last bit. It is like how I am. It says, I like to climb the tree and scramble in the dirt. I like to look pretty, the failing introvert. A face of contradictions, you'll never pin me down. I don't need your permission to turn this upside down. I like wearing makeup and doing my hair and doing all of that kind of thing. But, I spent all my childhood scrambling around, like getting stuck up trees and digging worms out of the earth and stuff, and playing with Action Men and Star Wars toys. You can kind of work on both. And I think it's important not to pressurise kids or parents into what they can or can't do with their children. Let them be who they want to be. And if a girl wants a doll, give them a doll. It's as simple as that. And the same if a boy wants a doll, give him a doll. It's neither. It's about not being worried about conforming to these stereotypes, but it's not being worried about allowing your kids to just be who they want to be and going from there. So, yeah.
Yes, one can be sure you are definitely not someone that can be judged by your appearance.
Yeah.
Let me explain to the listeners. Whilst Debbie rocks the skin-tight black trousers and tops of a punk rocker with her beautiful blonde hair with a flash of pink, as you can hear, she has the sophistication and charm of a seriously classy young lady. All this, and she plays the drums, which is, quite aggressive, really.
That's basically the idea of no Dolly. Just do what you want. Don't tell me I can't have a doll if I want a doll.
So finally, Debbie, where are these songs available?
We do have a Bandcamp site. We've got 2 albums and it's got both of those albums on. It'll be under DAI-X Bandcamp. I think literally if you type in DAI-X Bandcamp, it does come up because I tried that to find it because I didn't know what the actual address was.
Thank you, Debbie. And it's nice to know no one could do it better.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you, listeners. That's all for this review. If you'd like to get in touch, email us on arp.podcast.album.review@gmail.com.